Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. For today's presentation, I have done lots of research. I have done interviews, collected data, developed theories. I am here today to assure you that I know beyond a doubt that mermaids are so much better than fairies. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what? Mermaids don't even exist. Well, that's just the first reason why mermaids are so much better than fairies. If you say, Jennifer, I don't believe in mermaids, big deal, nothing will happen. Except you just proved to the whole world that you're insane thinking that mermaids don't exist. But if you say, I don't believe in fairies, then wham! A fairy will fall down dead. Nice going. So now which one would you rather be? A mermaid who no one believes in, or a fairy who no one believes in? Choose wisely. Let's talk about special abilities. Both mermaids and fairies have superpowers. Let's say a fairy and a mermaid were competing against each other. You'd think that the fairy could just poof the mermaid away, right? Wrong. Let's say the fairy waved her wand at the mermaid, and the mermaid whooshed a bubble around herself to stop the spell. And then the mermaid could whoosh water on the fairy and knock her into the water, forming a whirlpool around her, and she'll drown at the bottom of the ocean. Isn't that delightful? Now, fairies can walk and fly, but they can't swim or else their wings will get all soggy. Mermaids can swim and fly and walk. Flying, for example, they can put a water bubble around them and lift the bubble into the air and up over the surface of the water and into the sunset. And they can dry off their legs all the way, and they'll look just like human legs. Who knows, there could be a mermaid in this room right now. But if there's a fairy in the room, you might accidentally sit on her. What about jobs? Fairies have a lot of work to do. They have to change the seasons, grant wishes, collect bloody teeth from sleeping children, and carry around a lot of pocket change to pay for the teeth that they don't even want. They have to melt snow, paint flowers, collect seeds, grow plants, and do all of sorts of hard work. Mermaids get to sit on rocks and brush their hair and sing to lure sailors to the bottom of the ocean and drown them and wreck their ships. How rockin' is that? And distractions. Mermaids don't get distracted by many things. They only get distracted by sailors and their ships. But fairies get distracted by lots of things. I can't name them all, but I can name one. Shiny objects, aka lost things. Let's talk fashion. Mermaids can switch their tops every day, and their hair glitters and it matches with everything. But fairies are tiny and they only have flowers, leaves, and other nature choices for outfits. Plus, she has these big honkin' wings, so all of her shirts have holes in them. Predators. Mermaids only have one predator, sharks. But they have dolphins for pets, so the dolphins can just bump the sharks out of the way. And anyone knows by watching the Disney Channel Disney documentary, The Little Mermaid, a mermaid can easily escape from a shark by getting it caught in an anchor of a sunken ship. Fairies, however, have a ton of predators. Hawks, cats, children, fly swatters, and people who don't believe in them. Being a fairy is hazardous to your health. Let's talk about personal hygiene. We all have to worry about getting clean and staying clean. If you live underwater, this could be a lot easier. If you play in the dirt and you're a mer person, it gets washed away by the waves. If you're a fairy and you play in the dirt, your wings will get all muddy and heavy and you won't be able to fly. You'll have to take a bath and then your wings will be wet, so you can't fly until they're dry. Okay, what about if a mermaid or a fairy dies? First, mermaids don't die. But if a fairy dies, let's review the scientific procedure of bringing a fairy back to life. Stand up, everybody, stand up. Do exactly what I say. I do believe in fairies. I do. I do. I do believe in fairies. I do. I do. I do believe in fairies. I do. I do. I do. See how exhausting that is? Wouldn't you rather be a mermaid who doesn't have to rely on people doing something ridiculous to bring you back to life? You're probably wondering how side, twice removed, is married to a merman. On my dad's side, there's a horrible science experiment by his great aunt, who transformed herself into a fairy. I won't go into the details, but the cat had a very nice dinner that night. So yeah, you can say that some of my relatives are mermaids, but I wouldn't go that far. I don't want to give you any ideas on scientific experiments on me. That includes you, Price.
I don't believe in your great aunt.
So I hope you all believe me now when I say that mermaids blow doors off fairies. Thank you.